Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to another exciting round of Beer Thursday. We are your congenital hosts, Shayne and Jay, and we are so happy to be back with you here on this lovely, lovely day. Shayne?
I agree, Jay.
Yes, and you know, I couldn't ask for anything more. But what I can ask for, I can't ask for anything.
That's good because I don't know.
So, you ever eat food? I do. It's fun. But aside from that,
And delicious.
so there's this topic I saw that was written. I thought it was kind of interesting and funny. It's crazy ways characters were written off TV shows. And I know this is one that's near and dear to your heart, Shayne, because it's not. But it's,
Well, I don't watch a lot of TV, but I do
Yeah.
find things like this to be really interesting.
and I think some of these you might be familiar with anyway, because some of these are older shows back when you might have been watching. But so I don't know that you would call this necessarily jumping the shark, but it's certainly in the same ballpark. So the term jumping the shark, if you're not familiar with it, which I know you are, Shayne, stems from a Happy Days episode in which Fonzie water skis over a shark while wearing his leather jacket.
Yeah.
In other words, it's what happens when a TV show gets too ridiculous for its own good.
Do you remember we did a round on Has Beer Thursday Jump the Shark?
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Well,
remember what it was about because it was one of our earliest ones and it was a long time ago. But
But-
yeah.
Here's something interesting. The Jump the Shark episode that on the Happy Days,
Yeah.
you know, when they're running out of good ideas, they jump the shark. So it's, well, after that, there's at least 5 or 6 more seasons, maybe even more.
So they had a few more ideas up there.
Yeah, they had more ideas. Yeah. So I know you're familiar with the show Cheers.
Yes, and I do. This is the one that I do remember.
Yes. Well, would you like to talk about it since you remember it?
Talk about what now?
Oh, well, Cheers. Sorry. So there's a character on Cheers who was Eddie Lebeck, and he was played by an actor named Jay Thomas, and he was the wife. Wasn't he Carla's husband?
Husband. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
I don't think he was the wife, though, for sure. But you remember it. But basically, he didn't appear that often in the Cheers universe, but his death by Zamboni in 1989 remains one of the wildest deaths in sitcom history. Now, I didn't know this. He was written off Cheers after he made unsavory comments about his on-screen wife, Rhea Perlman. According to GQ, he maintained that he was speaking about her character, Carla, not the actress herself. But either way, Eddie was killed off the show. And it says, adding insult to injury, the character's funeral, it was revealed that Eddie had an entire other family, complete with a wife and kids, that he was juggling. Wow.
Yeah.
When they want to kill you off, they want to kill you off.
I know. They just made him out to be terrible.
So do you remember that episode?
Yeah. I remember just going, Zamboni? I think I remember
Crazy.
not knowing what a Zamboni was at the time, and I had to Google it.
Yeah. That's before I really got into hockey. I mean, that's before the Stars came to
yeah.
Dallas. So
It
yeah.
was also before there was the internet.
There's two. Yeah, you really couldn't Google about it back then because of you could, but it was a different thing. Google that back then. I don't know what it was, but it was different. And then, so you didn't watch a show called, or I really never watched either, Two and a Half Men. You remember a show called that, right?
I saw it a few times because it was John Cryer, right?
Mm-hmm. John Cryer and Charlie Sheen.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched it a few times. Actually, you know what it was? It was when we were at my mother-in-law and brother-in-law's house. He watched it.
Okay.
So I watched several episodes because he watched it.
It wasn't one of my favorite shows, but I did tune in every once in a while. But, you know, as we know that Charlie Sheen got himself into quite a little bit of trouble, and apparently he was became a little bit difficult to work with, or what, I guess. And so his character was, I guess the story goes that he was written off for the season 9 premiere in 2011 after his off-screen blow-ups insulting the show and the creator, Chuck Lorre, as People magazine reported. And to premiere, his on-screen wife, Rose, pushed him in front of a subway after she caught him cheating on him. Interesting little side note, there was a TV show, and I don't remember what it's called, but it's very recent, like within the last year or two at the most. And Chuck Lorre, I believe, was involved in the show and had Charlie Sheen on it. And as a guest, he played kind of a version of himself. And they apparently made up, basically. So it's the good news here is they're on good terms now. So, but back then he was not so easy to work with, apparently. But the funny thing about it, though, before they made up, still in the 2015 series finale, which I watched because I wanted to see how they tackled this, it was revealed that she had faked his death, his wife, I guess, and was keeping him prisoner in her basement. He escaped, and right as he was about to reveal his return to the family, a piano came down out of nowhere and crushed him.
Now that's genius.
I thought that was genius. Like, wow, that's like, they could have just left it at that, but no, they wanted to.
Because I guess he went along with it, so.
Yeah, they really wanted to rub it in.
Hey.
That was stupid. I am apologizing for all of it.
I was trying to be nice.
Yeah, that was dumb. Hey, is it time for a toast?
I believe it is time for a toast, Jay.
Shane, I think you have just the toast for this, don't you?
Oh, I do.
Okay.
I hope you like it.
I do. I love it.
Do you mind if I get deep with this one?
Depends on what you mean by deep.
Oh, profound, thought-provoking. I'm gonna make you think.
Yes.
One glass runs out of sand while another runs out of drink. And even though it feels like our time's running out, please don't piss in the sink. Cheers.
Oh, cheers. Okay, I like it. Is that you, or did you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wrote that one with my writing parts.
I like it. I like it. I think it's funny. Did I say it didn't? I do think it's funny. Here's another one. I used to, I still watch it, even though it's been on for, I think it's 47 years now. The Simpsons. It started in 1989, and it's still on the air.
That's wild.
What is that? Over 35 seasons. Voice actor Maggie Roswell quit over a pay dispute. She was the voice of Ted Flanders' wife. So she was killed off when, I believe, Homer Simpson accidentally shot a t-shirt cannon, and it hit her and knocked her off some bleachers, and it killed her.
That's pretty funny.
It's kind of funny. It says, oh yeah, here's the explanation of the story. She died in the 11th season in an episode called Alone Again, Matra Diddly. Which aired in 2000, while Simpson and Flanders clans are at a stock car race. Homer demands a t-shirt from one of the cheerleaders operating a t-shirt cannon. However, at the last second, Homer bends over he didn't do it, pick up a bobby pin, causing Maude to get hit with a barrage of t-shirts, lose her balance, and fall off the bleachers into the parking lot. So he didn't actually do it, but okay. I didn't remember. I thought that was what happened. I thought he did it, but it was the cheerleader. He just bent over and didn't hit him and hit her. And this seems kind of crappy. It said, so she was killed off the show after asking Fox for a raise. They offered her $150 an episode raise when other actors were making $1 million an episode at least. So she quit, and she told the LA Times in 2000, and Fox said they dropped her because she no longer wanted to commute to Los Angeles from her home in Denver. I think
It's a long drive.
That is a long drive, but I'm thinking to me, I'm thinking that's kind of a crappy excuse. I mean, if it's true what she said, that's pretty crappy of them to offer 100. That's an insult.
Well, what was she making before, though?
$100 an episode. No, I don't know. I have no idea.
I mean,
that's a good point. Good question. She could have been making
50. They tripled her money.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. It's a good point. Okay, here's another one. South Park. I used to watch it, have not watched it in years, but it's the death of Chef on South Park. It's almost too much to read. Chef, one of the show's main stays, was killed off the 10th season in 2006 as he was struck by lightning, impaled on a branch, shot, mauled by a mountain lion, had his legs ripped off, eaten by the bear, his face bitten off, and his corpse told it would have made a good child molester.
God. Wow.
They were just wow. But behind the scenes, it had everything to do with Scientology. Isaac Hayes was opposed to Scientology being satirized, and so, but his son said the singer and actor didn't quit the show at all. During a 2016 interview, his son said that Isaac Hayes had been hospitalized for stroke, and someone involved in Scientology quit the show on his behalf. That's kind of crappy.
That's a crazy ending. But then just like the Simpsons one, like those reasons are way off. Where is the truth at between those two?
Where is the truth? Where is the truth?
The truth, man. Where is it?
This is a bonus on Friends. Joey played a character, Dr. Drake Ramore, on Days of Our Lives. After making a comment about writing his own lines, Joey was killed off the show by falling down an elevator shaft. Joey's character, not Joey. Friends pretty frequently poked fun at the melodramatic nature of the soap operas, and Ramore's exit was definitely fit the bill. After making an offhand remark during an interview that he wrote his own lines during season 2 of Friends in 1996, the writers struck back at Joey and killed his character by having him try to enter an elevator only to fall down the empty shaft. And of course, Joey was later invited back on Days of Our Lives after his character got a brain transplant. Anyway, soap operas.
Okay. And
one last one, and this is one of the most famous shark jumps of all time. In my opinion, to me it's funny, one of them, but it's when Patrick Duffy had left Dallas. He was killed off in the final episode of the 84-85 season because he wanted to leave the show. Well, then he decided, I don't really want to leave the show. I think I'm going to come back. So after a full season without him, I think it was a full season without him, at the end of the following season, he returned in a famous shower scene. And it was subsequently revealed that in a dream revelation at the start of the next season, explaining Bobby's accident, his death, and all his final scene as a dream of Bobby's fiance and ex-wife, Pamela. So basically what happened is he left the show. They killed off his character. He decided at some point that he wanted to come back to the show. So at the end of that season when he was gone, that end of that season, they were ready. They're going to bring him back. So they set it up, I guess, leaving a cliffhanger. He pops out of the shower like he's alive. So they explained it all away that basically the entire season before, in the next season, the entire season was a dream.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm like, that is an interesting way to bring a character back, but what can you say?
It's like a lot of the superhero movies, they just redo everything with time travel. I guess it's kind of the same. The whole thing was a dream. No, it's an alternate universe.
Yeah, that's before they could do the whole alternate universe time travel thing. Now that we can do that.
Yeah, now that it's scientifically possible.
Yeah, this thing is, it's possible. So
we should talk about that sometime.
What's that? Science fiction? Travel? Multiverse?
Time travel, multiverse, if all that could be real. Now, we have talked about time travel.
We have. In fact,
I think we did it sometime next year.
If it's real, I'm going to come and tap you on the shoulder in 3, 2. Nope, it's not. Never mind. So
I was getting scared for a second.
Well, that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, we
Shayne,
haven't done anything paranormal in a long time. No,
we should do another paranormal Lexicabigabo.
Yeah. We need to go to the Goatman Bridge. We keep saying we're gonna, and then we never do.
Well, we've got some equipment that might give us the ability to do that. So
if it would just work.
If it would just work. If it would just work.
Well, when it cools down, we'll do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, Jay did his homework on this one. He did his good. He did his real good. He brought the big stuff. Now, if you want to see Jay's big stuff next week, sorry, Jay, you just hit that subscribe button to make sure that Jay's big stuff comes onto your phone. I don't know where I'm going with this. Let's go. Let's leave that and go to the Patreon page, patreon.com/Beer Thursday. You can contribute to our well-being, to the show, for as little as $5 a month. We would be eternally grateful. And you would help us write stuff. You'd help us. At some point, we would be able to do more of this and not go for, a month at a time, sometimes when we don't get to, like we did recently.
Might even make good quality programming. You never know.
It could happen. Yeah, we could. Maybe. We might be able to do that too. So with your help, we can do that. So subscribe so that you get next Thursday on your phone automatically the next fascinating round of Beer Thursday theme song. Okay.